here we have Joel. He is simulating a guest stuck on the rappel, clipped in just like the guest would be. Up here is our simulated anchor point, but this would be the day use device up here, and this overhead line would be quite a bit higher. So our first step would be to communicate with ground support, your other guide, as well as the manager. This isn't a typical rescue. We've actually never had to fully perform it on course. So you definitely want to let a manager know. So you communicate to the correct parties. You're also going to want to let the guests know what's going on and what your plans are. So make sure you communicate those things. As far as the rescue goes, you are going to first set up your new anchor system with your Rescue 8. This is going to go right onto the line. Like I mentioned before, on course it's going to be quite a bit higher, but you should be able to reach that overhead cable. And you're just going to clip it right into the cable that the dace is attached to. I'm going to set up a prusik for this purpose, just so I'm not running into this. But there's going to be suspension clamps, so you don't have to worry about the prusik on the course itself. On the treetops course, there is a designated loop of cable hanging down that you clip into, and that's what you would clip your figure 8 or your Rescue 8 into. So this rescue, I'm basically doing a platform lower off on myself, right? I've set up the Rescue 8, and now I am clipping this carabiner to myself. Right. Now I need to lower myself down. Okay. So in order to do that, typically in other rescues we use the wheat, but for this case we're going to use a device which is called the rig. If any of you have rock climbed, maybe you've used a gree before. But this is the Petzl rig. Okay, so there's a little tab on here that you can open it up. You just slide that thing over. Opens up. When you're clipping it into yourself, you always want the gold side facing you. So I'm going to clip up through my hard point so that when it's sitting there, it's facing up towards me. Now, with the rope, there is a pretty crucial way to load this device. You can load it backwards. If you load it backwards, it does not work. Okay, so when you're loading it, the rope that comes out of the top of the device, when you're looking at it, all right, coming out of the top should always lead to the stack. There's also a little diagram on there, but it's a little bit harder to read in the moment. So the best way that I've found is to, once it's loaded, just follow the rope coming out of the top. It should go straight to the stack. If it goes anywhere else, you have it loaded incorrectly. Okay. So the proper setup should have a carabiner in your hard point, goes up through your Rescue 8, back around, back down, through your rig, and the rope should come out of the top and down into the stack of rope. Okay. Now at this point I can do a little bit of prep for the rescue down below. The ultimate plan is to go get Joel, pick him up off of his system, put him onto my rope, and lower him the rest of the way down. So to prep for that, I can set up his new anchor, which is going to be a prusik. Okay. I'm going to do 3 wraps. If I only do 2, it's likely that this prusik's just going to slip once you put weight on it. So definitely 3 wraps. And you want to put it on the side that the figure 8 on a bite is, okay? Not on the opposite side, because this will travel up through and get stuck. You want it on this side. At this point, I'm going to grab my sling, which has the rest of the gear and other tools that I might need later, and throw it on me. And I don't necessarily want to throw the stack down because I could hit Joel. So I'm going to bring that with me. And I'm going to clip it off to the side that I'm belaying to. Right? So if I'm belaying with my right hand, I'm going to clip it to my right side, just so things aren't getting crossed up. Okay. So, cool thing about the rig, and one of the main reasons we use it, is it has a locking function. Okay, this lever back here, when it is in this position, you can pull on this lever and it's going to release tension on the rope. When you let go, it's still loose, still slides through. But if I pull it all the way down till it clicks, then it is locked, right? And it's not going to feed any rope through. This allows me to go hands-free during the rescue. So that's one of the main reasons we use this device. Okay. So before I transfer into the new system, I'm just going to do a quick double check of all the things involved. Cabs check, basically. Making sure I have everything I need ready to go. And before I transfer, making sure this rig is in the locked position, which it is. And I'm actually going to transfer it into the bite of the 8 here. The second one can just go just like that. Okay. Now we're ready to go out. Now I'm still going to have my hand on belay here, just as a backup, just good practice. I'm going to weight my system. At this point, I want to communicate to Joel, let him know that I'm going down to him. I'm going to rescue him. And also that there's going to be stuff up above, so he might not want to be looking up. Now, this is the lock position on the rig. Okay, now to unlock it and to lower, I want to pull down on this lever. But notice my hand is still on the rope. Okay? It's kind of like a both and, right? You need to pull on the lever and control your descent with that other hand, which is also on belay. As I go down, I don't want to come completely to Joel's level. I want to stop just short. And here I'm going to set up the JAG device, which is a 4-to-1 haul system. Basically, it's going to take Joel's weight and divide it by 4. So when I pull down on this rope, I'm only pulling 1/4 of his weight. Now I can't quite reach all the way to his hard point, so I'm going to lower a little bit further down. Now if I go too far, that's okay. This is his new anchor point, is mobile. I can move it up and down. I'm going right into his hard point. I'll double check. Now I can slide this prusik up until it is tight, lock it down. Now at this point I'm ready to raise him up, which you can do so by pulling down on this rope here. And little by little I can raise Joel up. He's kind of helping me. Now if you have somebody that's significantly heavier than you, we notice this a lot in some of the girl guides. They've developed this technique where they use their foot to push down. And you're just putting it under your foot and pushing down with your foot. Pretty effective. And now all the slack is off of the old system, which this would be the day use rope here. I'm going to take his upper clip. I'm going to transfer it to the bottom of my rope here. And then now I'm going to take his second clip. And transfer it into the eye of his. There. And at this point we're both ready to go down. Now, really important at this point to get back on belay with whatever hand you're belaying with before you pull back down on this lever. Because now we have the weight of 2 people. And we lower down to the ground.